Hey guys, it's your girl Mel. Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to do another motherhood Q&A. So I got all these questions on tagquestions.net. It is 20 simple and fun mom tag questions, and I also asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to see more Q&As, and you guys agreed, so here you guys go. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put all of the 20 questions on. It kind of just depends how fast I go through them because I am a rambler, but we'll see where this video takes us. I feel like that's like my new catchphrase. I say that all the time in these videos now, but let's get on with the list. All right, for some of these questions, they are duplicates. So if you want to go see my other Q&As or my other motherhood type of videos, I'll put them on the screen and I'll link them all down below. Go check them out. But if I do come across a question that I have answered before, I won't go too in depth. I'll kind of just give like a brief understanding of like where I'm coming from, just because there are a lot of people that are new to my channel. So I just wanted to say hello and get to know me a little more. So all right, so for the first question, this is like the basic. How old were you when you had your first child? So I only have one child. Her name is Cleo Rose, and I gave birth to her when I was 19. She is now 19 months, so about a year and a half now. She's about to turn 2 on November 13th, and her birthday was November 13th, 2019. So the next question is, what was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? Personally, I feel like the hardest thing was keeping her a secret. As you may have already known from like my previous videos and just like on Instagram and just telling my story and stuff like that, I kept Cleo a secret for the entire 9 months I was pregnant and 1 year of her life. So I kind of exposed her to the world and kind of exposed that, yeah, I have a daughter, when she was 1, literally on her first birthday. So she was a secret. She wasn't really a secret. Like, I was still going out and stuff like that. Like, people knew about her. It was more like I wasn't expressing it to the world that I have a daughter. It was like, if you see me on the streets and you see that I have a daughter, okay, like, you know what I mean? But I think the hardest thing was just like keeping it a secret, because I just felt so isolated, anxious to tell anybody, because I honestly felt like I was going to be judged. But the feedback that I got, just not from YouTube but from family, friends, and just strangers on my Instagram, has been overwhelming, and it's still overwhelming. Like, it's crazy. I literally talk about her all the time, like in my assignments for school. If I meet a new person, like the first thing I say is that, like, I'm a young mom, I'm a teen mom. Like, I'm really proud of that. And yeah, so I think that was just one thing that was very hard for me during the 9 months that I was. So the next question is, can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? Now that I think about it, like, I think at the time I was very, you know, anxious and isolated, depressed. Like, there was a lot of things going in my mind, like most teen moms probably went through. But I enjoyed a lot of understanding like my body and just understanding a little more about how the process of being pregnant is, if that makes any sense. I think now I look back and kind of miss my pregnancy body. I don't know, it was just something about being pregnant and having your baby literally connected to you, and just every single day thinking about what foods to eat, what not to eat, what's good for her, what's not. It was just a whole experience, and I feel like I would go through it again, like have another baby in the future, just because I just loved being pregnant. And I know that makes like that defeats like everything that a lot of people probably believe in, like teen pregnancy and stuff like that, but I'm just talking about like the future. All right, so the next question is, in your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? Honestly, I knew it was gonna hurt. I knew that. I knew there was gonna be pain, a lot of recovery at the end. I just thought the recovery process was gonna go way more smoother than how I intended it to be, just because she was in a cord loop. I had stitches. I was in the hospital for 4 days and I thought I was only gonna be there for a night. Whole video, I'll put the thumbnail up here. I think I underestimated the contractions part because I hear a lot of women, and I've talked to them personally, and they said the contractions is the easiest part and the actual pushing the child out is the worst. And for me, it was the opposite. So actually pushing out Cleo was way more better than the contractions I was feeling for those 12 hours leading up to my cervix reaching that 10 centimeter dilation. But I honestly, like, I can't compare the pain. Like, it's literally you're on your period cramps like 10 times worse, and they're happening like every 5 minutes of that 12-hour span. And just imagine how exhausted you are then, and then now telling that woman, or like me, that I have to push out a baby now. Like, it was just a whole nother process. And then like the afterbirth is just like you can't even, like, you're not pregnant anymore and your baby's out, and now you have to like deal with this human being and then deal with yourself. And then it was just like a whole roller coaster. I did know that there was going to be pain. I think I just underestimated how much pain. So the next question is, would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? Honestly, there are stronger women out there that could not do an epidural and push out a baby. I think our parents most likely did that, because I don't think the epidural was as advanced as it was today. But I honestly would probably have the epidural quicker than how I did it, just because I got the epidural. So I had my contractions for 12 hours. I had the epidural for only 6 hours. I would have had the epidural for maybe, I would say 10 hours. So after the 2 hours I was having the contractions, it was okay, and then it builds up. So probably at that 2-hour point, I would have probably got the epidural throughout, because I was in so much pain, and I feel like that's what really caused me to not focus on how I was pushing out Cleo, which what led to a lot of swelling on my hands, and like she was in a cord loop, and it was just like a whole thing. And I was like overheating. I had like towels all over my face because I was like hyperventilating. So I think I was just so exhausted from dealing with the contractions that it could have probably been prevented if I got the epidural 5 more hours before I did. But I do not regret anything. It was an experience. But if I could do anything differently, also I would probably go to childbirthing classes a little bit more earlier. I think I only went to like 2 or 3 classes. I probably would have went to those childbirth classes like months ahead of time, just so like I can like ask questions and like actually do like the procedures and stuff. I was just there for like information, so we weren't really like, because you know how like these women you see on like shows or stuff that like they go like on the floor with their partner, and they like teach you how to push and like physically. I did not do any of those classes. I kind of just went to the classes to just get information about how to push and like how your contractions are going to work, or like when to go to the hospital, what to pack. But I think being more educated on it will probably help you not panic as much as I did. But so the next question is, what has been the hardest thing about being a mom? I think the hardest thing about being a mom, or being a teen mom in general, is having your life not really planned out in the beginning, and then you're just now forced to like figure everything out with this human being that relies on you 24/7. Like it's literally so like mind-boggling to most people, and to myself too. But it's a learning curve. Like, I went through a lot mentally and physically in the beginning, and I feel like just now I feel happier within myself. I feel happier within my body and my mind, and I feel like that's just because I'm finally figuring out what motherhood is and what I want to do with my life. I'm not saying like I have everything filled out or figured out, but like the fact that before I didn't know if I was going to go back to school, I didn't know if I was going to be financially stable, I didn't know how to take care of a baby, and I don't think any mother knows how to take care of a baby when she first gives birth. You can never be too prepared, and you can never be like really prepared for motherhood, to be honest. And there was just a lot of obstacles on my way, and I think just being a young mom and just not having finished school, not having that stable job, not having that house to give to your child, when that's what the norms is in this society at this point, I think there are a lot of barriers to it, and a lot of things that are false about what society thinks is normal, and having a successful lifestyle for not just yourself but for your kid. And so I think the hardest thing was just figuring that all out, but the most rewarding thing is figuring that out and now living a happy life. And Cleo is healthy, I'm healthy, Ross is healthy, my family's healthy, everyone's healthy, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I feel like that's just the most rewarding thing after going through everything that I just went through. So yeah. So the next question is, what was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? The most surprising thing I discovered about being a mom is how much we multitask and how much we like figure things out. I feel like a lot of people that I encounter, and I encounter a lot, probably 98%, are not mothers. And like my friends and people in my nursing school and stuff like that, people just on an everyday lifestyle I encounter, and like I don't know what's going on with their lives, they don't know what's going on with my life, but it's just like a whole thing where it's crazy when they tell me like they don't have time. And like my definition of like I don't have time and their definition of I don't have time is literally two separate things. It's like they have time to still like do video games and do sleep and all these things, and then they say they don't have time to do an assignment that's like 10 questions, versus me that's literally like taking care of a baby, has a business, all these things 24/7, wake up every morning, probably earlier than them, and I still get my assignments done, I still get my reviews done, I still have time to like socialize, I still have time to like get on the phone and talk with the team and everything. So it's kind of like, I think like the differences of like how time management is on both cases are just way different. And I feel like that's what I've discovered about being a mom. You just become like a superhero at this point, and you just like figure everything out. It's not even written down, it's just you just figure it out in your head because you have to. Kind of like, okay, Cleo's taking a nap, okay, I'm gonna do this and this before she wakes up, and then when she wakes up it's like motherhood time, you know what I mean? But I think that's like one thing I discovered about being a mom. I think you just prioritize things more, and then you just get things done. Because what is the best memory you have involving your child? I think every single moment involving Cleo is a memory. Honestly, like I cannot explain how many memories, and I feel like that's why I still continued my YouTube channel, just because I want to like document little moments, as many moments as I can. I know I've been slacking on videos, but the videos I do have, I do watch them like quite a while. And it's just crazy how much like she's grown, and I feel like that's just one thing and one reason why I keep doing these YouTube videos, is because I want Cleo to see like how it was like and stuff like that when she was little and like I was filming her. And yeah. So what is the worst thing your child has ever done? So she kind of has a lot of little moments where we yell at her for doing something that's you're not supposed to be doing, but I feel like that's every child. They don't know any better. But I think like one thing that's, I shouldn't even be laughing at it. It was just like, I was just laughing at her because I was like, why, like what? But we were going to, how do you explain this? Like the outdoor malls type of thing. Like it's kind of like an outlet mall, but it wasn't an outlet mall, it was just like a normal store. It was just a bunch of stores on our street thing, okay? And we were walking, and then all of a sudden I see like my daughter limping, and I was like, why is she doing that? And this is like the age where whatever she sees she does, so don't come at her for this, or don't come at me for this. I was very confused. And then like I was like to Ross, I'm like, what is she doing? Like, why is she limping like that? And then she was holding one of her legs. And then I looked up because she was looking at something, and a guy, like, I guess sprained or broke his leg, and he had crutches and he was like limping, and she was copying his moves in public. And I was like, Cleo, Cleo, Cleo. And I just told Ross to pick her up right now, because I was like, I was just like, why are you doing that? Like, that is so mean to that poor man who broke his leg, because I don't know why, but she just didn't know any better. And I think it's probably not the worst thing she's ever done, but it's like one thing that like popped in my head when I read that question. But so the last and final question is, how have you changed as a person since becoming a mom? Whew, that's a big one. I think I have truly found myself and truly accepted the fact that I am a mom. I feel more powerful. I feel more happy. I feel more content with my life. I feel like I have used motherhood to my advantage of succeeding in a lot of things that I did not think that I would go through. And it's just one of those things where I think having those people that doubt you because I am a teen mom is what really drives me to push myself to be uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable really allowed me to develop mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I am super proud of myself every single day for pushing through, because honestly, if you were to tell me that I'm not doing enough, it's crazy. Like, I'm probably not doing enough. I can probably push myself even more, but it's just one of those things where like I know that I am in the right place, and I know that my family will succeed because of the changes that being a mother and being a young parent has really put upon us. And it has really, really, really pushed us to prove, I guess, to not just family members, not to just friends, but to yourself, that because of Cleo, we are not like lacking on ourselves either. And I feel like that's what a lot of young parents are going through. I know a lot of young parents who come from an abusive home, come from poverty, come from like no stability in life, and I feel so blessed that I have family and I have people surrounding me who believe me. And for those who don't talk to me. But yeah, so I feel like I've changed as a person, and I feel like Melanie K. Bautista is not the same person as she was 19 months ago. All right, so that is today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment for more videos. Go add me on Instagram, it's mbxxk. And if you guys have any other suggestions, please let me know. I forgot to do my piece.